buggers they encounter, how many xenomorphs they encounter. Um, do they get the fuel? Who gets back to their ship? Meanwhile, it's kind of like the station. They have a little bit of a mishap, and unfortunately, the station loses its orbit, and it's going to go into the rings, the planetary rings, um, with the planet LV something, LV 410. You know where the colony is. It's got a rings like Saturn, and it's going to get destroyed. So just like some of these other movies, Alien 1, Alien 2, at least all of a sudden you got a time limit that you got to get the fuck out of Dodge or you're going to die. So they got the time limit. They got to deal with the aliens and all this shit. And then they encounter some more shit. That's all I'm going to say. They encounter shit. I'm not spoiling this thing. Okay, so I set it up. I just wanted to set up a little bit about who the characters and why they're going there. Okay, what you need to know more about the characters is Bjorn hates Andy for a reason you find out later. So there's a lot. Bjorn's a real fucking dick to Andy. Navarro, the pilot, I don't know. She's kind of empty and thin. She was all right. Kay, Tyler's sister, she doesn't do a lot in the movie for the first couple acts. She's not feeling well, so she stays in the ship while everyone else is going through all the shit. So she stays on the little ship. But anyways, yeah. So I'm not telling you anymore. There's a lot going on. Obviously, a lot of running the aliens and stuff like that, and all that typical shit you got. So, all right, GBU, what's good about this movie? I think what's really the best about this movie is it really takes you back. The Alien franchise, you kind of got 1 and 2, Alien Aliens, and they're actually they feel like two different movies, but yet similar. And this movie, to me, kind of goes back to that way, because then you get a little messy in the middle of this franchise, and then at the end, Ridley Scott just kind of changes what he kind of does prequels, and he kind of changes everything that you thought these aliens and everything was about. But what's good about this movie, it kind of takes you back to the nostalgic years, like the original two. You kind of get that feel, that atmosphere, the settings. Fede Alvarez is a great director. I love his Evil Dead. I think he's got a lot of talent. I thought he did a great job directing this. I thought the atmosphere was great. There was a lot of good suspense. Good suspense, intense moments mixed with some action, but some really good thought things that had to go on here. How to get around certain situations. Some of the things they run into and some of the challenges they run into, and they stay with a lot of homage to almost all the movies. There's there's definitely some stuff from Alien and Aliens put into this movie. Definitely maybe something even from Alien Resurrection, and definitely a little touching of course of Prometheus and Covenant. So he did a good job of grabbing that, but also a little bit of the bad on that too, and a little bit of the bad. There's good and bad there, but the good is I respect some of the stuff he grabbed. I respect that the movie felt like kind of in line more with the originals. I thought at least a couple of the characters I thought the characters were well developed. Okay, they were well developed. I still had a problem with. I wasn't absolutely in love with any of them. I kind of still miss. Maybe it's me getting older. I don't know, but I think it's more movies these days. It's been a while since I've watched a movie and I've gotten all fucking pissed. That someone died. Okay. But at least this movie, they do better character development, and you do care. I gotta admit, you do care for a couple of the characters. Not as much as I would like to, but the two main characters of Rain and Andy, their characters and the acting, I thought were awesome. I thought Cailee Spaeny as Rain, and I thought I personally think David Johnson, who played Andy, he was awesome. There were some characters that flip flop in this movie. Um, I thought some of the deaths were good, but then again, I thought some were okay. But so we had some good death scenes. Um, the face huggers I thought was good. They got a lot more scenery than they did in the past movies. A lot more action for them. The xenomorphs were fine. They seemed, they were fine. They were there. A little bit. I thought there was a little bit more bad with the xenomorphs, in my opinion. Um, but anyways, I really like the story. I think they, like I said, they did good with character development, a great intensity, great feel, great pace, really, really, really good pace to this movie. Um, so I thought that was a lot of the good. Now let's get into the bad a little bit. Um, so I thought, like I said, some of the characters were kind of annoying. I thought some of the plot, like or things of why they were there, I was more of well, the plot needs that to happen. Maybe I missed things. I did watch this twice, um, but still, I was kind of like, oh, okay. I guess that's why those are there. Doesn't really make sense. I like some of the like they pulled like I was saying they pulled some stuff from some of the Alien movies that was awesome, but unfortunately they kind of did. I felt a little too much. They really kind of like some of they should have just stuck with one thing. In my top, I can't give it away, but there's one thing in this that is awesome that they pulled from the early movies. I what they pulled from the more recent prequel movies, okay, but I'm not a fan of that to begin with. Then there's something they pulled, and then there's another thing they pulled from the early movies, which I didn't think they needed to do that. But a bad here, almost I would be very nitpicky to make this ugly. I'm gonna be honest, there's no uglies, but a real bad here, and really I hate when movies do this, is they steal a line from a previous movie, which pisses me off to begin with. But the delivery and the placement of such a classic line to be reused sucks. I don't know. It was so flat. When that happened, it was like one of those awkward moments, like you actually pass gas somewhere real loud, like a really loud audible gas moment or something, or you might say something that's kind of mean and insulting and you didn't mean it to come out that way, and you got that really awkward pause and moment and people staring at you. There's a line that's reused from an earlier movie in this, and I thought, are you fucking kidding me? You did that? That was really awkward. That was, to me, the low point of this movie. Um, I don't know the some of the alien behavior. I'm fine. Okay. Also, the xenomorphs. I guess I'm not the super biggest fanboy of this, but I guess there's different. There's different type of xenomorphs. I guess they're kind of like a beehive, maybe. There's warriors and stuff and workers, but I don't know. They don't have ID bracelets or a fucking T-shirt or something that tells me what they are. But sometimes they didn't seem like be acting like the xenomorphs I've seen in other movies. They seem sometimes a little too fucking chilled. Like I don't know if they got a hold of some fucking, brownies, special brownies, or were toking it up or hitting the bong or something. But some of these fucking xenomorphs seem a little too fucking chilled for me. So, I don't know. Like I said, I think I could have done definitely without some of the. I respect some of the stuff they pulled from the previous. I thought it was a little. I think they stretched it and they pushed the boundaries a little too much. Another good though is I might have already said it. There were definitely some characters. I think I did characters flip flopping. Okay. Also bad. I thought there could have been some better. I already said this maybe, but some better kills or something that might have. I thought there could have been better kills here and there. But anyways, uglies, no uglies. I don't have any uglies in this movie. I really don't. I really don't have any uglies in this movie. Okay. However, so all that, like I said, I'm not giving away a lot of this movie. All that, what am I giving? God damn, I knew the fucking mic was going to do that. So all in all, what am I giving this movie? I got to find the goddamn soundboard shit. And my throat's getting dry. Let's try water. Yeah, that might help. All right, there it is. I'm giving Alien Romulus. I'm giving this a 1.5 foo bar. I think it's pretty damn good. So for me, a 1.5 is an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna come in as an 8. Yeah, really, bacon, really. I gotta admit, I really enjoyed it. I did a lot of bad. I know I nailed it with a lot of bads. I can get over that because I thought, all in all, I thought it was a pretty good movie. Oh, the ending. I know there's stuff in the ending. Only because there's no spoilers. I can't say any spoilers. But no, I really enjoyed. The first time I watched it, I can be honest. I watched it once. It was really late, and I fell asleep for part of it. But the second time I watched it, I really enjoyed it. I caught more. Again, I just thought it was getting closer back to the originals. Okay. But anyways, right now I'm at a I'm at an 8 out of 10 with this thing. I did really enjoy it. I thought it had some really good scenes. I think that I could understand though. I really, really, really could understand when I first watched it, especially like at the end. I didn't really. To me, the end was at first was kind of rough to swallow. But I think I got over a little bit. I can understand people. I really like the Alien franchise. I really do. It's one of my favorite franchises. I own all of them except for this one. Digitally, I got them all, but except okay. Well, we're gonna get into it soon, but I have all 6, right? Alien. I have all 6 digital. Okay. And I'm probably going to get this one too. So I am a big fan of it. But I definitely can understand. I definitely can understand how true diehard fans of the lore and the movies would have issues with some of the stuff they did. There's also something else. See, if I sit here and I dwell and I think about the stuff they did, I could be like, fuck this movie. This is a 6.5. I was like that at first, but I got over it. Even though there's something I haven't shared that I didn't catch, but I did in my post research after I watched the movie, someone mentioned. It's not. I just think the movie was good enough. They did some they got some interesting predicaments, and I think they got out of them fine. Maybe a rewatch. I just might drop below 8, but right now I'm putting it at an 8. Okay, that's where I'm putting it. Now, where to watch and should you watch? Okay, well, right now it's newly streaming, so yeah, this is a $25 to $30 rental, or possibly purchase. Well, I wouldn't rent the fucking thing for 25. I wouldn't even buy it for 25. Okay. I know you're like, but it's an 8 out of 10. Well, I don't care. Wait for this thing to come down, okay? Wait for it to come down. I would not pay that kind of money to watch it, to rent it for sure. And that's still a little too high to buy the damn thing. So, yeah, I would chill on it. If you are an absolute fucking monster of an Alien fan, see, that's the problem. If you're a huge, huge fucking Alien fan, I really like it, like I said. But if you're really bent on things being reused and maybe stuff, and it's really going to get you salty, yeah, wait to watch. Then, yeah, you're going to want to hold off. But if you're like, I could really use a good fucking Alien movie, something that brings me back more of the atmosphere and feel of the first couple, is it the first couple? We're gonna get into that, okay? Because we're gonna go do some. So what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna do some tiering and some rankings of all the Alien movies. All right, so there we go. I know you guys. Again, this is my opinion. This is all my opinion, okay? I'm telling you, the first time I watched this movie, I'm like, what the fuck was that? 6.5. Boom, 6, whatever. Then I watched it again. I'm like, oh, that was fucking really had me. This movie had me. It had me. It was good. I caught so much more when I wasn't fucking half asleep. All right, let's go into this. Hang on a second. I got to set this up. I'm going to accelerate the shit out of this. Okay. Bop. Okay. Bop. Bop. Shit. All right. There we go. All right. All right. Let's do this. And bop. Okay. Here we go. Let's talk about these. All right. Let's go through these. So we're gonna do what we did. If you're familiar with this, I came up with some categories. Mother load. See how I spelled mother? You know, it's just like to be. These are S tier. These are the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through. I actually put the fucking Alien versus Predator movies in here, and this thing happens to have Alien Isolation. So why not, for fun, toss that fucking game in there, even though I haven't finished it yet. And throw that in there. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the movies as they were released, in the order they were released, and I'm going to drop them in one of these tiers. You got the mother load. These are S tiers. These are top of the heap. These are awesome, incredible fucking movies. I got next tier. Next thing is very solid. Then I have a category that's a good watch. Then I have a category it's okay, and then I have your dumpster fires. Okay. So we're going to go in order. I'm going to talk as briefly as possible. I can't wait to get a VR and get new. I know. I heard about that. And also, I didn't realize how many DLCs. I saw someone play the Nostromo one, and you actually are the characters from the first movie trying to do stuff in the ship. I didn't even realize how many DLCs there are, Bacon, for Alien ISO. I don't know if you have any of those, but the one with the crew from the original. Holy shit. Okay. So let's go through these. Again, my opinion, people. My opinion. My opinion only. I don't want people, blowing the horn after I do this. I know I'm already hearing this. The Romulus is already hearing this. And this is what's happening outside my door right now. Because I fucking said Romulus is an 8 out of 10. I can hear it, man. I can hear it. So, stop the longboats. Stop the arrows. Chill the horses. Okay? Just give me a minute. Okay. We're going to go through this. My opinion. This is my opinion only. Okay. All right. Let's start with the first one. Alien, 1979. Interesting about this movie. So, I guess Ridley Scott wanted to do a space movie. He saw Star Wars and he was like, oh, we got to do a fucking space movie. And then he got some, I just learned this day, like I said, this is post-research. And there's some French artist that had these crazy drawings of futuristic humans. And he was like, oh, that's awesome. And when you saw them, I watched the video, they looked like the goddamn aliens. So, but anyways, 1979, this is the OG, kicked it all off, you got your introduction to Ellen Ripley. Sigourney Weaver, by the way, I heard when I was doing some post-research, I didn't realize this. She was late. She went to the wrong place to audition for this movie, and she was late. But they still let her audition, and right away they knew she was incredible. And she wanted the role. Sigourney Weaver wanted the role of Ellen Ripley so bad because it was originally was to be a guy. The main person was supposed to be a man, and when she found that out, she wanted the role. But anyways, I'm gonna be honest. I love this movie. I think this movie's classic. I think it's one of the best. It's one of the best movies ever. It kicked off the franchise. I mean, you pretty much start with the Nostromo. They do a fucking in this movie. They do every character in this movie is so quickly developed, and they seem so real. You don't. It's like you almost know. It's almost like you're on the ship with them, and you kind of know the personalities for most of them and how they're going to be. It's a late '70s movie. It's got a slow pace. This is a slow burn movie, but my God, it was and it's still. I think this movie still holds today. This is a very slow pace, intense movie. It has the classic chest bursting at the dinner table scene. I mean, you think everything's cool, You know, I thought the practical effects for its time are still great. I love that. I love the settings, the product. Um, there's no fucking doubt. There's no fucking doubt. This is a mother load, man. This movie, I could still watch this movie today. And does it scare me like it did the first couple times? No, but I think it just fucking holds. It just holds. Okay. Then we get into Aliens. So that was 79. Aliens, 7 years later, James Cameron comes on. He's like, I'm going to direct this. Okay. This movie, oh my God. No, I'm kidding. Fuck that. No way. This movie's awesome. This is probably one of my favorite movies. These are both great movies. Um, so yeah, I mentioned the docu series on Netflix called "The Movies That Made Us," and I recommended last week Halloween, and this one's another great one. This movie really fucking struggled. They did it in England or Ireland or Scotland, I forgot, somewhere, and there was a huge problem with the U.S. personnel working with the locals and holidays and work hours. The crew pretty much walked off the set. Sigourney Weaver, if you don't respect her now, you watch this documentary. She pulled everyone together. James Cameron had this fuck your holidays, fuck your 8 hour only days. You're working or you're fired. He wanted this movie done or everyone's hitting the bricks. Sigourney Weaver, people walked off the set. The movie almost wasn't going to get made. Sigourney Weaver comes in and she pulls them all together, sorts the shit out, gets everyone to compromise, and then they create an incredible fucking movie. So pretty much so after Alien, Sigourney and Jonesy go into sleep, go to sleep in the cryopod. 57 years later, they get found by a scavenger crew. They come back to a planet, and this movie is, Sigourney's telling them what happened. They don't fucking believe her. Like, you just destroyed a fucking blah blah $1 billion ship because she blew it up. She's trying to explain it. They don't believe her. They're like that colony where you picked up this egg. We've had people on it for 40-something years. Coincidentally, after she tells the story, all of a sudden they lose contact with those people. So they ask Ripley to come along. And this is when you're introduced to your colonial marines. Hicks, Hudson, Alpone. God damn it, I forgot Gomez or something. The colonial marines are awesome. Paul Reiser as a scumbag in this movie is awesome. This movie, in my opinion, has probably the best face-hugging scene in it. But this movie it's almost like the opposite of Aliens because it's more of an action movie, but it still has a lot of the intensity of the movie. And what's interesting about this movie is Sigourney Weaver. I guess in the director's cut, you find out Ripley had a daughter. And what in the game Alien Isolation, she has a daughter. But in the director's cut, they disclose that. But her daughter died because Ripley was gone for 57 years, so she didn't get to see her. In the theatrical cut, she doesn't have a daughter. And they didn't really indicate in Aliens. Personally, I didn't think Ripley didn't seem like somebody that would go on a long, multi-year mining thing, leave a young girl behind. But anyways, she established a great relationship with Newt. That's awesome. And with Hicks. That's a mother load. And you're like, oh, Fubar, you can't have two S tier. Bullshit. I can have as many fucking S tiers as I want. Just none of the tiers I've done so far today have qualified to have two tops. Alien franchise is that kind of franchise where I'm sorry, the first two movies are S tier movies. Okay? Now, mind you, I'm tiering them now. Then we'll rank them. Then we'll shift them around. So the tiers will be top to bottom, left to right. Okay? Okay. Then, 1992, they decided to make Alien 3. And David Fincher is set to direct this one. Okay? So all of a sudden, 3 different movies, 3 different directors. David Fincher's a good fucking director. He did Fight Club. He did Seven. He's done a lot of good shit. Problem here is when they started filming this movie, the script wasn't done. The screenplay wasn't done. So basically, this movie is after Aliens. I'm sorry to spoil it. That's an '86 movie. Ripley, the android Bishop, Hicks, and Newt are some of the survivors. I'm going to say the survivors. I'll tell you from the Aliens movie. This movie comes in, and they crash land, and Hicks and Newt die off screen. I mean, you don't see them at all. And they're at a isolated prison planet for just men. I forget Bishop. I think Bishop's around. I don't know if I gotta be. I haven't seen this in a couple of years, but I don't know what the fuck happens to Bishop. I thought he was around, but So this one though, this movie is interesting because it kind of felt like they wanted to do Alien again. So it kind of has that pace of Alien, but it ain't no fucking Alien. Movie's dark. It's depressing. It's slow paced. The Alien CGI is absolute horseshit. The characters, most of the prisoners are just food for the alien. Like I said, I thought the ending was okay, and I thought how they had to take, so they have a single alien that comes from a dog. So now you kind of learn in this movie that the alien can kind of take on the DNA of its host, kind of like The Thing, maybe. But my problem with this movie is I didn't find it was that this is a hard watch. This movie's a hard watch. It's a hard rewatch, and with that, it's not a dumpster fire, but it's okay, It kind of fills. It kind of fixes. It completes the trilogy. Okay, it completes the trilogy. That's about all it does. I just thought what the biggest problem with this movie is all the momentum this Aliens made. All the momentum this had, and they just shit on it. You know what I mean? They just shit on it. It's like in a football game. Someone's driving down the field, whipping the ball around. Then they get down to the 30-yard line, and then they just fucking kneel on it or some shit. I don't know. It's just everything. It was totally disrespectful to Newton Hicks, and the whole thing about. This is where I started discovering that I didn't understand. I'm going to get more. Actually, I'll get more into it. Let me do more of these movies, then I'm going to have a personal gripe against these things. Okay. Then we get in the Alien Resurrection. This is where I'm going to lose a lot of people's respect. This movie is a fucking goof, okay? This movie is built on a stupid fucking premise. It's like a Saturday afternoon action slot movie. I don't know. So basically the premise of this is, I think what happened is, so this was 97, okay? So 79, 86, 92, 97. So 5 years after Alien 3, they come up with this. Sigourney's in it. She's a badass Sigourney. A badass Ripley, but she's not Ripley, okay? So I think what happened was 3 fell on its face because how slow and dark and dingy and boring it was. So they said, let's come up with this concept, okay? Let's say, how do we get Ripley back in this? Somehow we preserved her DNA. But we preserved her DNA because in the third one, I'm sorry I'm spoiling it, she was impregnated with a queen, okay? So they somehow go through all this cloning, and they get a clone Ripley, and they are able to extract an alien queen out of her, and then they start paying smugglers to bring in people to impregnate with the eggs so they could study the aliens. And then you have this crew, this riffraff crew that comes in, ran by, and Ron Perlman's part of it. He's not running it, but the bad guy from The Crow's running it. So they come in, and they all have different personalities. Winona Ryder's in it. The guy from Monk is in it and shit. But anyways, shit goes bad. Of course, it always goes bad. You can't contain the aliens. And then somehow there's a baby fucking alien that is the most disturbing fucking thing you've ever seen, and the most disturbing scene you've ever seen with Sigourney Weaver and her offspring alien. And then it gets really... the movie's just fucked up, okay? The movie's just fucked up. And a lot of people hate this movie. A lot of people have it here, okay? Me, on the other hand, I actually enjoyed this movie. I'm sorry. I'm putting Alien Resurrection as a good watch. I know I'm gonna lose a lot of respect, but I just think it's a fun ass movie. I don't look at it for lore. It does nothing whatsoever for the story. But to me, the story fucking died. Alien 3. To me, that should have ended at Aliens. Alien 3 did shit on the franchise. This thing does nothing. Does nothing for the Alien. A lot of my rankings here and tiering is what it does for the franchise. This does nothing for the franchise. But a lot of people are like, oh, it's stupid. It's a stupid concept. I think it was awesome. I think seeing Ripley is a different type, or Sigourney Weaver is a different type of badass Ripley with alien DNA in her. I thought it had some really good gore, some really good kills, some really good intense moments. I didn't think this swashbuckling crew was that bad that people say. I thought they were all unique characters. They were fucking annoying as hell. Ron Perlman was ready to glory hole somebody the whole thing. But I'll be honest, I'm putting it as a good watch. I really, really enjoyed it. I could still watch that movie today and enjoy it. Okay, moving on. I gotta really move here. Okay, shit. All right, then they decide to say, okay, let's go. We got this Predator movie from 87 and Predator 2 from 91 or 92 or whatever. Let's merge these two things together. I'm only putting these in here because it's Alien versus Predator. Okay? The first one was 2004 here. So basically, you find out the Predators have been around since the start of time, pretty much, back to ancient civilizations. And they got this temple set up, and they have these eggs, and they get these, and they got this hunting ground in this Aztec building under the ground in Antarctica or some shit. I don't know. And then there's an expedition that shows up, and they trigger the events, and the Predators have to come and help control the aliens. Okay? This movie is just a mash and a quick money grab. It's fun to watch, but it does nothing for the franchise. It's got some real dumb moments, but it's entertaining. But anyways, I don't personally, I consider these more of Predator movies than Alien movies. But the tier maker put them in here. I'll rank them. AVP, it's okay. I don't really see it as an Alien movie. I never thought of it. Fubar, blink 3 times if you're being held against your will and need help. Oh, because of Resurrection? No, I'm fine. I like Resurrection. I'm not a fan of AVP. It's okay. It's an okay watch, but I just don't consider it an Alien movie. I really don't. So that's that one. So basically, Wayland finds you got the Wayland guy who's really Bishop, and but anyways, it's an alright watch. It's a Saturday afternoon movie watch, but it's okay. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't consider it an Alien movie. I don't think it does anything for the franchise. 2007, they say, oh, let's make another one. I guess this one had success. So they said, oh, let's do AVP Requiem. So it's called AVPR sometimes. So basically in this one I'm confused about because it almost seems like it's like, I can't tell if it's like right after this one because it starts with the Predator ship going and one of the Predator dead bodies they pick up, which I think is just right at the end of this. But they don't even get far. They're still in the Earth's atmosphere. And the fucking, chest buster comes out of the alien, or out of the Predator, and all of a sudden you got a fucking alien loose in the goddamn ship, and then they crash on Earth again. How shit is their equipment that they can't even get out of the Earth's atmosphere? And they hunt these fucking things, and they don't have a scanner? Anyways, this movie is ultimate cheese. This movie is really fucking cheese. The characters are bad. The acting's bad. The script's horrible. But the worst part of this movie, you can't watch it. Why can't you watch it? Because the lighting guy for the entire movie was on vacation. You watch this movie and you tell me what you can tell what's going on. Either they're trying to cover up horrible CGI. The entire movie's dark. It's got a teenage feel. And the worst thing is, see, AVP was PG-13. And it got criticized for that. They said, okay, we're going to make the next one R. And my God, yeah, like less than an hour after the first movie. Oh, AVP really? Well, yeah, AVPR. That's what I thought. I'm sorry. This is a dumpster fire. This movie's a fucking dumpster fire. They're like, oh, okay, this thing was a PG-13. There wasn't enough gore. So let's get the aliens here. And let's have an alien predator DNA, combo thing. A predator head with an alien body. And you know what it's going to do, guys? It's going to eat the babies out of women, pregnant women. And then it's going to find a hospital and eat all the babies. That's not how you make a movie. That's not how you're like, oh, let's make up for PG-13 and eat the babies out of women's wombs. And eat a whole, snack. It's like a fucking 20-pack of McDonald's chicken nuggets in the form of infants, newly born infants in a hospital. It's just as bad. The characters sucked. The dialogue was fucking horrible. They used what I just said. The one guy goes, get to the chopper. He says it like that, too. The fucking guy isn't Arnold, but yet he says it like Arnold. It was just fucking bad. This movie's a fucking dumpster fire. I can't recommend that movie. What up? I think it was Wolf. Well, Wolf and Pred Alien. Oh, I don't know who the hell Wolf was. Who's Wolf? Okay. Anyways, I couldn't remember this movie. I just watched it last week, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't think it was that bad, but it was that fucking bad. Oh, kids get impregnated, like an 8-year-old kid, he gets chest busted. They really went way fucking overboard to say we got to make up for this PG-13 shit we didn't do. The softball we threw out. But anyways, so they created a dumpster fire. Oh, shit. Don't quote me on the year. 2012? Maybe? Fuck. God damn it. I don't remember. Was Prometheus 2012? Or was that... hang on. I thought it was. I could be wrong. Hang on. I got to look this up. Because I'm talking about this shit. All right. Hang on a second. Anyways. My phone sucks. Anyway, so then Ridley Scott gets back in the picture. I told you, I don't know who did this movie. I don't know who did these Alien Predator movies, whatever. Then we get Prometheus. Let's talk about let's get back to the fucking Alien franchise, okay? Hang on, I gotta type with one hand here. Hang on a second. You go back. Hang on a second. Let me go. All right, I'm not saying it's put in there. Okay, alien movies. Okay. Wow. What's wow? God damn it. Whatever. I'll say 2012. I don't give a shit. Oh, is it 2012? Okay. All right, so basically, we're going back. This is a prequel, way before fucking Alien. All this other shit's going on. You got this thing. So Ridley Scott takes it totally. He goes. He really tried. He throws it out there. He's just like, okay, we're going for it. We're going for something totally different. And, fuck the xenomorphs. You're not going to see all that shit. We're going to see how this kind of originates, okay? And he does this, and he starts with Wayland. What the fuck his name is? Something Wayland. And he's dying, played by Guy Pearce. And he's like, oh, I got to find... The people that created humans, We found the clue. We're gonna go find the people that created humans. So he gets his crew together, and David, his android, played by Michael Fassbender, and they go to the planet where the same planet where aliens is, where the original eggs are. Is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. I apologize. It's not that planet. It's a different planet. Anyways, they'd be able to somehow they find the fucking ship that ends up on this planet, whatever the fuck that is. But they find it, and you got all these like top quality, scientists and all this shit, and they discover aliens. No, they don't discover aliens. They discover eggs. No, they don't discover eggs. They discover some black goo. Okay, they discover this black goo, and they find out these scientists are dying. Their specialty is the creation of man and all that shit. So basically, this is more of a thinking scientific type movie, where you got all these smart scientists that do the stupidest fucking things ever. Like if you ever see like a snake or a creature that looks like a snake that you've never seen before, and you're like, oh, let's pet it. Stupid shit like that. Oh, we're on a weird planet. We're in this like this ship that we've never seen before, but let's walk around with no face protection on or a mask or anything. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. So he kind of went out there with this a little bit. I thought it though. I thought Michael Fassbender. I thought it had really good characters though. I'll be honest. I really thought it had good characters. I respect him for the story attempt. There's no aliens in it. He starts kind of an origin of it, and so Prometheus. Yeah, a lot of people hate Prometheus. I think it's where am I going to put Prometheus? I'm going to say it's okay. It's an okay movie. You know what? There's some really bad stuff. Actually, I'll say it. Let me put it here for now. I might reorganize these things. I don't know right now. I'm going to put it there for now. I'll put it there. Okay. I wasn't the huge fan of it at first. But it's it's a good watch. It's fine. For now, I'm going to put it there. I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Because I think it's better than 3 and definitely better than AVP. So, yeah, let's put it a good watch for now. But again, some interesting concepts. No xenomorph. I thought the girl, Naomi something, that played Elizabeth Shaw, I thought she was great. I thought Michael Fassbender, which you discover in the next movie, which let's get into now. I thought he was good. It had a really good cast. I understand where he was going. It just, unfortunately, it was kind of slow, drawn out, and you just couldn't. People had to do stupid fucking decisions to make the plot continue. But I thought it was interesting. I mean, the real thing that's happening here is David's an android. He's very inquisitive, and he doesn't. I don't think he respects or accepts that he was created by people. So he starts fucking with people. Anyways. Then in 2017, I think, maybe 5 years later, I'm guessing, I could be wrong on that, Alien Covenant comes out. So, kind of what happened here was Prometheus got ripped apart for being a shit movie, and it wasn't fast enough and fast-paced, and there's no aliens. So then they come up with Alien Covenant, Ridley Scott again. And all of a sudden, you don't have any, what's going on with the people from Prometheus? Well, you got to wait fucking half the movie to figure it out. So now you got these people going to colonize, these married people are going to colonize a new planet. They run into some shit. Their captain dies immediately, which is a shock. Then they get the distress call. And just like Alien, and they decide, let's go check out the distress call. And they land on a planet which David from Prometheus is on. Now, what's weird about Covenant is they have an android that looks just like David, but his name's Walter. These two movies should just be called the Michael Fassbender monologue because he carries these two fucking movies. He really carries Alien Covenant. So Alien Covenant, at least it's some thin characters, some really fucking dumb decisions, but they get the alien involved, and the crew, the characters are thin. One thing about these movies is they keep trying to do it. What I do respect about Prometheus is the Naomi Spot, I forgot her name, that plays the main protagonist in that. She doesn't seem to be like a Ripley type, but in this one they kind of come up and say, "Oh, let's do a Ripley type," and I hate that they're trying to force that. But this had a lot of more fucking horrible, worse decisions than Prometheus. But at least you got to see some different aliens. It had a little bit more action. It was really fucked up between Walter and David, and I kind of liked the ending a little bit. I think it's still a good watch. I'm not saying it's a great movie. It's a good watch. Let's just put it there for now. Alien Romulus, we just went off on. We just talked about. I'm sorry. I'm going to put that as a very solid watch. Very solid movie. All right. Now let's rank these things. Okay, I'm going to start. This one's at the bottom. I'm going to start from bottom to top. Then we'll just throw Alien Isolation in there for the fun of it after we do this. This is definitely the worst movie. It's Alien Requiem is horrible. It's okay. I'm going to keep here. I mean, Alien 3 is definitely a lot better than AVP. Good watch. I'm going to be honest. These Prometheus and Covenant are just so close to each other. I'm going to keep them. I think for rewatchability, I might do Covenant before that. I think I'd put Covenant before this, just because it has more action and more rewatchability, and you finally get the Xenomorph. If you're a Xenomorph fan, you finally get it. Rewatchability, you could probably get through Alien Covenant more than you can get through Prometheus. So I'm just going to swap those. I'm going with my guilty pleasure of Alien Resurrection above them. Now, if I watch this again and spend a little bit, maybe it'll slip. Maybe it'll slip to here. I don't know. But for now, I'm putting it there. Okay? Then Romulus. So, okay, let's just get to the mother load here. These movies, these two, to me, can interchange. They can interchange and flip-flop. It depends on my mood. These are almost like a 1A, 1B, the Alien and Aliens. Depends on my... I think this movie really... which one I want to watch or which one I think... this one, for the time of what it did, was just groundbreaking. The last the last 30 minutes of this fucking movie is just so goddamn intense. And you could say the same thing for Aliens. Again, it's just in my mood. There's some days I'll have it like this, and there's some days I'll have it like this. You know, I really liked. Bill Paxton, fucking Hudson, in this movie. You know, game over, man, game over, and he's acts like such a tough guy. Then he acts like a wimp. Then he kind of finally steps up a little bit, But it flips back and forth. But if I had a gun to my head, it's tough for me. But I would have to probably go Aliens. If I had a gun to my head right now, if Aliens, only because I think Aliens has a lot more rewatchability. That doesn't, like I said, again, I could flip flop these things, but I could definitely be watch Aliens over and over and over again, which I have. I'm going to go with Aliens because I've seen Aliens probably 4 times as much as I've seen Alien. This is a great movie, but again, it doesn't have the rewatchability as Aliens. And I think Sigourney Weaver is so good in both of these. I actually think she's decent in all the ones she's in. So I'm going to go with this. This is what I'm going with. Now let's go with... I'm not done with this game yet. But if this was a story, it would probably be pretty solid. That's what's sad. When I was thinking about this earlier, it could have almost been like this. I could almost do this. Sometimes I think about these movies, and I could have this too. But I bumped these up a little bit because I really, what I hate about Covenant. What I hate about Covenant, though, there's a lot I hate about Covenant, but I still think it's a good watch. But what I hate about Covenant is, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting them down here. For now, let's just do this. They're okay. Are they? God damn it. I don't know. But what I hate about Covenant, I almost want to drop him now because what he does here, fuck it. No. Okay, we'll go good watch. That's it. Let's do that. I don't know. Leave it there for now. I said I tossed it. What I hate about, I'll say it last time, then I'm going to finish this up, is what I hate about Covenant is Scott decides to say, you know what? The alien species is not their own species. It's not their own species. Man made them. From the black goop they got here, and David experimenting with that shit, and experimenting on Elizabeth Shaw. And another thing I hate about Covenant is they kill Elizabeth Shaw off screen. I don't know why they did that with Alien 3, and then they do it with the Alien. Fuck it. God damn it. Now I'm pissed. Thinking about it more. Shit. I don't know. All right, we'll go. Okay, we'll do this. End of story. We'll end it there. They're a good watch. They're a good one-time watch. Okay. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Alien Covenant definitely got a lot more action and violent than from Prometheus did. We'll go there. I'm done. I'm not touching anymore. Anyways, there we go. Aliens. Alien Romulus. If I had to throw Alien Isolation, actually, if I had to throw Alien Isolation, probably be that. I'll be honest with you. If Alien Isolation, if they made that into a movie, and the story of Ripley's daughter, I think it would be there. I would have faith that they would have it there. So let's for the hell of it. If the tier maker wants me to have it, I'll put it there, Romulus, and then I'm going to go with my guilty pleasure of Resurrection. And I enjoy Resurrection of a movie that brings nothing to the franchise, but just some stupid, goddamn goofy shit and gore and some interesting scenes and maybe a little bit of twist. Then Covenant and Prometheus, that I again credit that it's only in a good watch because it is a good first initial watch, but you got to go into it realizing you're not going to get a lot of alien action. But it bothers me that he has the whole creator stuff here and then turns to what aliens are. Alien 3 is just a really fucking depressing movie. If you hate yourself and you want to be sad, knock yourself out. AVP, it's all right for, get yourself a bucket of popcorn. And it's entertaining, but it's okay. And then Dumpster Fire. Okay. Anyways, that's all I got. I'm out of here. I got to go to bed. There we go. There it is. I'm going to stick with that for now. Like you saw, I struggle. Sometimes I think, I haven't seen Covenant and Prometheus in a while. If I watch them again, maybe they drop down to it's okay. They'll never be solid. They'll never be solid. I can tell you that right. Good night, guys. Good night, Squish. They're never going to be solid movies, in my opinion. My opinion. They'll never be solid movies. So I'll give them a good watch for now. If you've never seen the franchise, if you've never seen these alien movies, first time through, it's a good watch. For people that were loyal to it and enjoying it a lot, and then you got into Prometheus and Covenant, it's a little bit harder to swallow, but I'll still put them there. Anyways, peace out. I'll be back Tuesday, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to get pulled into some late calls, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, peace out. I got to go to bed. Love you guys. Later.